This presentation is about sacred geometry. Sacred geometry is defined as the study of all patterns, creating spirit in the world. Spirit, as I've said, is the Spirit of God. It's time we design our architecture with the presence of God, not godliness, but God. We do that with the patterns of sacred geometry. This chapter is specifically how to design godliness, spirit into our design space. This is a diagram of the flower of life. The flower of life is the structure of our universe. It expands infinitely, as I described before. Within the flower of life is the geometric pattern of the golden ratio. In the flower of life, in our universe, is the home, the presence of God. This is where God lives. This is the golden rectangle, golden spiral, golden proportion. It's all one and the same. The spin is the golden helix. It spins up and it spins down. It's a three-dimensional drawing in a two-dimensional shape. This is our design module. This produces what is known as the ratio of phi, the golden ratio, 1.618.618. Divide one side into the other and you get 1.618, or reverse that, you get 0.618, our design module. This diagram is another drawing of the golden proportion. The star tetrahedron has 5 legs, 5 points. The legs are divided by intersections of other legs, as you see here. Those proportions, those divisions are the golden ratio, 0.618 or 1.618, the Fibonacci sequence of numbers. As you see across the top of the drawing, a sequence of numbers from 0 to infinity. You can take any two of those numbers, divide one to the other, you get 0.618, or reverse the division and you get 1.618. This is the same numerical pattern of the phytotaxis pattern of the growth in nature. It's all connected by sacred geometry, phi. Someone's going to raise their hand and say, time out. This is satanic symbolism. Well, it can be if you want to use it for that. Dan Davidson, in his book on shape power, discusses the power of shape. In my research, I came across a fellow named Bill Schobelin, I can't pronounce his name, who was a 33rd degree Mason. He dropped out. He gave a testimony of what the Masonic, current modern day Masonic fraternity was all about. Yes, it is bone chilling. It is satanic worship. It is all of the above. When I heard that, when I read this, I dropped on my knees and recommitted to Jesus Christ right then and there. It was terrifying. I imagine if you took these shapes and used them for negative purposes, they would be a negative energy generator. That is not what this is about. This is about bringing God into our architecture, spirituality, God's spirituality. Another expression of the pentagonal pattern. You and I, we are all symbolic of the pentagonal pattern. As you see here, we have 5 points of the pentagonal pattern. The 5 is a protective number. That's why we have 5 fingers, 5 toes on each hand, each foot, each leg. The 5, again, is a protective number. Early Christian mystics saw the 5 as a spiritual number, symbolic of Christ within each of us, and us within Christ, each of us in Christ. Notice the shaded triangle, the bottom left of the drawing on the left. The shaded triangle is a 3, 4, 5 triangle. The 3 to 5 is the Fibonacci sequence of numbers. This will come up again in the discussion on the Great Pyramid of Giza. The 3 to 5 generates the ratio of phi, phi. Same as in nature. The golden spiral you see on the left, two-dimensional drawing, generating the ratio of phi with the golden helix. A conch shell on the left is the physical manifestation of the golden spiral that you can pick up and hold in your hand. Our star cluster, top center, forms in the shape of the golden helix, golden spiral, golden section. The fetus, you and me, all of us, forms in that golden spiral, the golden helix. That spinning motion creates a still point. It's a center of rotation, a point beyond space and time. This is a point where spirituality enters the fetus. This is the point where life begins, in the golden helix, the golden spiral, the point beyond space and time, formed by the golden ratio. This is our design module to design our living space. This is what I call the phi window. On the left is a rectangular drawing, which let's assume for right now is a window opening, window shape. That shape is the golden ratio. It creates that center point of rotation, the point beyond space and time. Light is divided into 3 main categories. There's many different divisions of the light in the rays, but the 3 main ones are the horizontal negative green, ultraviolet, and the higher harmonics of gold. The golden ratio, window shape, filters out the less important wavelengths and only transmits the higher harmonics of gold, bringing in the golden light. This is an actual thing. I have seen it with my own 2 eyes. What you get in the right is a picture through the window that is a celestial view through the golden ratio window. In designing residential projects, I have used this design principle on windows. The window opening needs to be a clear opening without mullions dividing it in different light proportions. The mullions can be in the same golden ratio as the overall, but they all need to have the golden ratio proportion. In designing windows with this pattern, I've talked to suppliers, and yes, it does cost a little bit more, but not that much. Artists, early artists used the golden ratio to compose their paintings. Here, the Annunciation by Da Vinci used the golden ratio to compose his paintings. Other paintings that Da Vinci created, again, used the golden ratio. The Virgin on the Rocks, the Alexander Romance by Van Gogh, The Birth of Venus by Botticelli, all use the golden ratio to compose their paintings.